Now you might be rightfully confused. Like, if I remember correctly, this sounds like the sort of game that is well, and truly definitively not for you. Which would be a true statement, mind you. I'm indeed very much sucky at this game. And, actually even worse. Because, you know, in the average Dark Souls game, at least if I'm willing to farm for it, I can, you know, over-level my skills a little bit. Or, you know, wrap myself in the heaviest armor I can find with lots of vitality to make myself more sustainable. In this game, not so much. This game quite specifically goes like, yeah, parry and deflect, please. As far as I remember from the last time I played this, because I never finished this game. And I'm probably going to finish this game. I remember, or my brain suddenly remembered while I was sitting over my, well, quote-unquote homework the last few days. It's like, hey, remember that game? That kinda nice, didn't it? Ever since then I was like, yeah, brain, you make it a good point. And so today, as my weekend has been just randomly shifted by day, which means I have today and tomorrow off, I decided, before I continue complaining about all of the nonsense I've been made to do, we shall engage this a little bit. Whether it's going to be a horrible decision, mind you. As I said, expect lots and lots and lots of dying and other such fun activities on my side. I need to kind of reorder my things here a little bit. Second. And I need some tobacco. But hey, did nobody say we're not ready to go for some nice, diverse amount of games? It's pretty strange how the brain sometimes works, isn't it? Yeah, just randomly decides, you know what would be fun, playing a game we really suck at. Oh well. Now while I deal with this, namely preparing my pipe, which I will probably not have that much time to work with, I'll just let the game boot up. Then I'll find out where it's best for my little camera to be. Yeah, that's so good Fujidai. You don't look happy. Not very artful, but kill is a kill, you know. Get rocked. It reminds me, I hated archers. And big guys like that. I hated those too. That's that counter move. What's its name? Something other counter. Oh, pretty good. The kid is like, well, let's collect some shirts. At least it's gonna give me some money. Oh, come on, that's a bit asshole-ish. No reason to just cut him in the face. You know, he has two swords on his back. He has something to lose.
親の次に大事なもの。お前の心に刻むがよい。
Not that so.
今日からお前の主だ。命を賭して守る。たとえ奪われるとも必ず取り戻すのだ。
Which means you scarred the poor man for life.
狼よ。
Luckily enough, he still has a pretty handsome face, though. Okay, so we do know that, well, someone did a pretty good job. Ishinen, to be precise.
一心の国取りから24年。芦名の国は斜陽にあり。
I would really like to know how that actually came to
狼
be.
の忍びはすべてを失っていた。育ての義父も、守るべき主も。
Which would mean he kind of fucked up at some point, or somebody royally fucked up at some point. I remember this. I actually started playing this game a few times, never really finished, as I said before, because, well, many great things. Not completely impervious to learning new things, mind you, but, let's just say I was never really that good at parrying things. Even in Dark Souls. That has not changed. Okay. I remember the master being some random kid, basically. What a random kid with a cool skill. Immortality skill. Oh yeah, I also remember one other person. What's his name? He's one of the bosses that fights in one of the towers in the main castle later on. Shit, my naming memory. Let's just say he's a bit of an asshole. I remember having quite a struggle with him. Because, you know, the game's telling me, the game's like, look, he has 2 little balls, which means he has 2 health bars, basically. You need to kill him twice. One of those battles where the game is like, aha, now I'm gonna give you a third phase. I remember that. I'm sure I'm gonna remember his name at some point. Well, I'll pick up item. Letters thrown into a well. It's not really what you should do with a fucking letter, especially because of fucking paper and ink. What was not really a good habit. Guru's Wolf. Your destiny awaits you at the Moonview Tower. Escape from the well and find the tower bathed in moonlight. And without a blade you can reach it. Stay silent, stay vigilant. Yes, this is actually one of the aspects I did kind of like of this game, because this game, you know, she allows you to sneak around like a little bitch. Means a lot of the more common mobs can be... that would require... yeah, I don't have that yet, do I? Because, you know, we need to get our cool thing, our, what it's called, prosthetic arm? Yeah. All of the cool little tools you can have. Whee! Alright, actually. Because again, yeah. Actually, this game is... The game is kind of like, look, we have many options. You can sidestep things, which we can't do right now because the game is not allowing me. Then you can jump. Yeah, that's actually rather important. Different things. I have decided all these years to come back to this particular game. But frankly, even I don't know. My brain works in mysterious ways when it comes to what it desires. Sometimes. It just leads back to the well, doesn't it? But alas, you know, desire of the brain aside, I'll do my best, I suppose. Seriously though. Just certain people who, actually I think one of the people who was with me in the, encouraging brushes are moving on the floors, you do not have your sword at the moment, yes, you said about enemies and head to the Moonview Tower. You're about to be seen, a warning mark has appeared above enemy heads. Cute. 特に稼などしておりませんが、構わぬのでしょうか。大事ない。刀もなく、気力すらない。
奴はもうただのふぬけよ。
Not a bit unfair. I do question how long he has actually been sitting in this fucking well. You would assume not that long.
月見櫓が今宵も月に照ら
Must be because people die if they sit around too long without eating and drinking.
月明かりで書をお読みかね。
Then again,
そうじゃな。
this is basically a Dark Souls game. So death is not really a component that you need to care about too much.
ああ、銀一郎様も何か。
Hey, strategy! Welcome to my grand return with something I was not expecting to be playing at all. So my brain was like, no, you need to play this now, because I reminded you of it. I wasn't too sure if you were available, so I kinda didn't want to start playing Ace Combat without you. Ace Combat 6 for the 360 I've been playing. Ah, the one before that. Nice. It seems we are both going back into the past, because when I was sitting around, I think yesterday after I was done with my office time and went back home to, deal with my homework, my brain was suddenly like, hey, remember playing that game with the Shinobi guy, the Sekiro game? I was like, yeah, Rain, I do remember. I mean, to be fair, I only remember the older, quote-unquote, Ace Combat games from the PlayStation 2 era, but I don't really know. I haven't really heard anything bad about Ace Combat 6 so far, but then again, I haven't really looked into it, to be fair. I do know very, very, very much so that I will hate this game, just as I hated it in the past. Let me say it like this, strategy, the good job I do right about now. It's fun and dandy, because these people are like, oh no, stop some random changes, this is just like real work, where some things, and sometimes things can be unpredictable. And one of our group then, pointed out that, okay, you want to somewhat help us going back into the, great wild world of working the normal company. Why do we spend so much time reminding every last one of us of the very, very negative aspects of the working world? And that's not going to endear us to working. But alas. For example, they randomly changed the days around, so I had to work on Saturday, and now I'm supposed to having Sunday and Monday off. So, yesterday, before I went home, I went up to them and went like, listen, I know things have been changing around quite a bit. Can you assure me that Monday I'm going to be off? They were like, yeah, sure. And I was like, good. Because you see, officially, on Monday, I will be gone on a little seminar for reconnecting with nature. Meaning I'll be outside, officially, without my phone, officially, so that nobody can reach me, officially. While I plan to spend Monday playing fucking video games, because fuck that shit. I'm not done for today. I still have to write a few applications and send them out. That is kind of what I'm required to do. It's one of the major parts of my homework. I also need to log into their site and do some tests. I think I still need to do like 6 or 7 tests. And these fucking tests take a fucking asshole amount of time. You get a time limit of 90 minutes per test. And I found that if I do it relatively well, I need like 60 minutes for one test. Which is a ridiculous amount of wasted time. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, kinda. Just mildly pissed. Just mildly pissed. Fucking assholes. But yeah. While I was sitting around and doing one of these tests, suddenly my brain went like, this game actually was looking kinda nice, and stuff. Yeah, I actually can't right now because, well, there are multiple reasons. Twitch really doesn't like that on one hand, and on the other side, I only really got that option because of the, what was it called? Multi-stream option? Because when I started, no, not when I started, but a while after, the, who was it actually? One of my friends actually sponsored me the premium pack for the little Streamlabs, and that allowed me to do it for a while. Sadly, I myself don't actually have the money, so right now we have a very clear-cut, yeah, a very clear cut between live content just Twitch, video content just YouTube. Although to be fair for YouTube, I will actually have to make a video because when I didn't have internet, which managed to delete one video I hadn't downloaded yet, so we are missing one part of the Trail series, which I now need to replay.
そなたの刀だ。
And I will, once I find the time.
我が忍びよ。
Honestly, I'm not against having a clear cut, honestly.
主従の約定に
Because
従
that
い
kind of makes it easy for you, you know? If you want my video content, you go to YouTube. You can go there pretty much every time. If you want to see me live, come over to Twitch. Heck, maybe it motivates people. But yeah, I'm potentially going to look into that. And of course, technically speaking, if YouTube should actually, we're not that far away. If we get to the point where, you know, it has something to celebrate, like nice round 100, I'm probably going to do a nice celebratory stream over there, just because I can. Katana given by Kuro, the divine heir, an heirloom of the Hirata family, a cutted branch. I hate cutted branches because they're worthless. Descended from Ashina. One sword lost, it has found its way back into the hands of the wolf. The name Kusabimaru beseeches a shinobi's role is to kill, but even a shinobi must not forget mercy. I will forget mercy fucking fast. A mantra the blade itself may manifest. It's a blade. A blade is not really one that shows much in the way of mercy. Although, to be fair, technically even a katana can of course be used to, I don't know, slice some cheeses. Stuff, technically speaking. Now a blade is a blade. Also taking smaller cut for a nation, Twitch takes more than 50%, YouTube I think takes 30%. By the way, still YouTube. Yeah. The problem is in YouTube uses that whole super chat nonsense thingy, and in order to do that I actually would need actually, we're on a good way when it comes to view time and hours watched, but I do not actually have the amount of subscribers to like YouTube go like, okay, you can get this now. The best way still kinda is doing anything over Streamlabs, I must admit, because there's the it reduces the cut to nothing. Kinda. It's the point. You gave me my sword now, but you also need to give me the other thing, don't you?
狼よ。
Yes.
傷を負っておるようだな。
Yes.
そうだ。そなたにこれを託そう。
Actually, recently, thanks to my job, found out that there's actually a new job. It is, what was it called?
さて、
In social media / influencer managing. Meaning there are actually whole companies that manage
覚えておらん
social influencers.
はい。
And they take 25% cut from their earnings
後にしよう
and do all of the promotional stuff and shit. And get you sponsorship and stuff like that.
御意。
Times are really
堀沿いに
changing.
進んだ橋の下に場外への
Not in a good
抜け穴があ
way.
る一心様よりそう聞いたことがある。まずはその橋下の抜け穴を見つけてきてほしい。見つけたらそうだな。足の歯笛で合図をくれるか。
Okay.
ほら昔聞かせてくれたであろう。こうピーッとな。その音を頼りにそなたのもとへ行こう。
Ah, the divine heir. Thank you for telling me, game. Thank you for telling me. I do remember that menu, and I do remember that quick items, and yeah, that one. That's just pretty much the only thing I'm going to put there, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yeah. Grappling hook. I don't have my grappling hook. I did like the introduction of the grappling hook, though. And the fact that I can sneak around and kill people. That too pleases me rather greatly. But yeah, there's I do learn a few new things that are kind of interesting, and some of the people I am sitting with there. Aina Ban, for example, there's one guy who's an who studied engineering for machine building or something, and guy's, you know, almost 60 and is still getting forced to sit there with us. He's like, I don't even know why I'm here. I'm basically nowadays just doing investment. He's basically investing into the whole photovoltaic sun energy nonsense, which is quite the rage around here and is heavily sponsored by the state. He was like, you know, you have some you know, few thousand euros to throw around. There's a site where you can register and get involved with this. So you get contracts where you get some nice revenue for like 20 years in some cases. And I was like, okay. Yeah, basically an engineer for building, you know, industrial machinery. Quite the well-paying. Good thing I remember that immediately. Quite a well-paying job. Bitch, please. Might not be good at this, but even I remember that much. Oh yeah, that is my Saki, I take your loot. Very important thing. I actually looked at this site, I was like, the smallest unit is like $1,000 plus, and I was like, in the past I might actually would have considered it. But alas, the past is the past. Really interesting. As I said, you know, I have a distinct feeling I'm learning more from the people I spend time with than the people I'm supposed to be learning from. Me, bitch. Yeah, this is most definitively not something I'm going to get used to again, in any way, shape, or form. Me, bitch. Come on. What you waiting for? Well, yeah. The system fails horribly. Really, really horribly in many cases. Just with like that guy, you know. What is somebody like him doing there? Basically, all he's doing is investing money in order to, you know, get more than he would. Yeah, ouch. Pension, basically. Yeah. Missed me, bitch. The system sucks, but then again, having a rather straight system is kind of obvious. You cannot really afford to make a system that will deal individually with people, so you just try to create a system that deals with most people relatively well. Now then, let's see if my memory is as good as it was, because I do remember there was a fucking asshole coming and trying to fight me at this point. Yeah, I think that's the guy. Oh, fuck me sideways. Yeah, I have literally no health. Well, yeah, that's the whole point, you know. You have one big system that needs to encompass as many people as it can, which means it's going to be very inflexible, let's say. That's kind of how it goes. And I mean, I get it. It's not like I'm holding that against them. But you can infer from what they do in the prescribed system a bit about what sort of customers they expect. If you spend a whole fucking seminar-sized lesson, and a good bit of it, on such a simple aspect as personal hygiene, yeah, I can infer from that what sort of customers you await to serve with that. That's just saying, that's not me, that's not that guy, and that is not everyone in the group I am right now in. That tells me a lot. It's not good. Because Jesus Christ, why is there fucking need to teach an adult fucking person about the idea of fucking taking a fucking shower on the regular and making sure that you actually are presentable when you go outside? It's like, fuck's sake, people. Jesus. How many of you are there? Ugh. Really. And you know, people that, you know, it's like, oh, that's unfair stereotype. You can't just... No, I can. If that is precisely part of the whole measure, then yes, I can infer very clearly, very directly, that that needs is apparently a problem big enough that it needs to be addressed for many people. Holy fucking shit. It's disgusting. Look, that's the first time you get an enemy that is like, yes, I have 2 health bars. Fuck you, bitch. He swings a bit too slow for my personal taste. Makes it hard to time my attacks. Get wrecked, bitch. Jump over moments require multiple death blows to be killed. The number of death blows required to kill an enemy is shown by the red circular markers above the vitality bars. You lying to me, game. You know you're fucking lying to me. So. See, let me explain it like this. At some point, somebody had to create the great all-around, basically all that is encompassed in this particular measure, right? So somebody had to take a look around and go like, okay, what sort of themes do we need to talk about? Do they need... do people without a job need help with finding potential employers? Do they specifically need help with their documentation, for example, their CVs and other nonsense? Do they need maybe some speech training when it comes to interviews? If you go through all of these different sorts and you try to define what is actually required in order to make this successful or workable for most people, and you then come to the conclusion that we should most definitively spend at least half a good day of our limited time, very limited time actually, on the concept of personal hygiene, and somebody at some point realized that that is actually a big enough problem that it needs to be addressed. Which means there would at least need to be, reasonably speaking, quite a few cases that would make this justifiable. After all, at some point, you know, the state is going to go, listen, we've given you a lot of money, what are your results? And if you cannot provide any sort of results, or any justification for why you're doing something, your money is going to get cut. Which is kind of how it happens if you are now serving the state in its attempts to make people, well, more people, work more. Yeah, I'll stay with my original statement that, yes, that's quite the disturbing thought, isn't it? Now that the rest of the whole ideas they have are very badly presented is also a problem because, as I said, you know, we have far too little in the way of quote-unquote teachers available, so they have to shuffle things around, because a lot of these people are not directly hired, but are external contractors that just get hired on basically a weekly basis, which is a ridiculous idea. Basically, you hire them, they come in, you give them the list of topics they need to go through, and they're like, okay, well, sure. Oh boy. Yeah, let's just say there are so many things that are really not... As I said, you know, the most interesting part of all of this is actually the people I'm meeting there, because some of these people are really... I met one guy who has basically done nothing else but logistics his whole life, so, you know, he's the guy who packs things on cars, unpacks things from cars, puts them in the right place, commissions them, yada yada, all of that. Simple work, honestly. But the guy looks like it. I mean, he's quite a muscled guy, of course, you know, it's heavy physical labor. There's a bit of a simple speech pattern, but he's a nice guy. Wouldn't even know he's a nice guy if I had, you know, spent some time talking with him. And of course, since I personally have not much experience working the base level of logistics myself, it's actually kind of interesting to see how the common worker basically gets the job done. Quite interesting. At least to me. And, you know, we have quite the broad... We have people there with bachelor degrees, we have people there with master degrees, we have people there who, like me, ran their own business at some point and stuff like that. And you wonder, you know, in quite a few of these cases, you wonder if the people that are trying to teach us are actually justifiably in a position to do that. Don't you? Oh well. Since I am forced to do it, mind you, I will do it, of course, in perfect form. After all, I really don't wanna get fucked even more financially than I usually am. But, you know, but it feels a bit wasteful. It seems like this is not really meant for people like me, and the only reason why people like me and some of the others are there, actually, is because, you see, the official agency where we are registered and get our money from, they have a clear-cut goal of getting us out of their statistics. Basically, you know, as long as we're there, the state is going to look at it and go like, hey, get them to work again. As long as we are in this nice little training thingy, for as long as we are in there, we're actually not part of the statistic. But yeah, they have a rather obvious interest to keep us busy. Even if it is nonsense, it does not really matter if it is nonsense, so long as it makes sure we're not part of the statistics for a while. Well, actually better on their part. It's not like I don't understand that, mind you. I'm quite well aware of that. I don't like it, but it's not like I'm unaware of it. Oh well. I really do hate that I now have to consider two different aspects, namely the aspect that if I have some free time and I want to play, my internet needs to work, which is not a guarantee. And even if I, think I have some free time, it can be basically destroyed in a matter of seconds by somebody going like, oh, no, we needed to reschedule. That's a pain in the ass. Most jobs I have ever worked were a lot more consistent in their work times. Most.
狼をよく見つけてくれた。
Actually, I'm surprised I haven't died yet, now that I think about it. Maybe, randomly talking and letting my brain drift is actually good.
御意
Yeah, well, to be fair, it's basically the tutorial area.
血の定めか
Doesn't mean that you can't die
逃れるこ
in
と
the
じゃ
tutorial area. You can. Most definitively. Because I remember doing so. But,
この城を出ていずこへ参ろうか。ま
away
ずは
from...
アシナの
I was about to say,
国を離れる
away from Machina, probably?
あるいはどこかに身を隠すか。
Japan is
そなたは
pretty
どう思
big.
う
Relatively speaking, it's pretty big
御意か
of a country.
そなたは変わらぬな。いや、懐かしいと思うてな。さあ、参ろう。
Myro indeed. Yay! And now it is time to die. Because I do remember that. As well. There he is. He's an asshole. I remember this asshole. I remember hating this asshole. Also, very important. Yes, yes.
久しいな、ミコよ。叔父上の墓前以来か。
Now, remind me of your name.
源一郎殿。
Ah, yes. Genichiro. An asshole of a boss. Not this time around.
私は
Mind you, the next time around. Because he's lying to you. The game is lying to you, basically. The game is like, no, look. Look to your upper right, upper
す
left.
まぬ。
The screen will tell you how much health your enemy has. He has 2 health balls. And he cheats you. Because you need to fight him 3 times. Although that kinda introduced one interesting mechanic that you can actually use to make the third phase relatively simple. But getting to the third phase was actually my biggest problem.
ミコの忍び。
Yeah, boy. I remember a lot now. Not too happy about remembering it.
足の源一。
Okay, yeah, I was kinda expecting to die relatively quickly. Bye bye, arm. I don't need it you anyway. You're kinda sucky and fleshy. Actually, yeah, I'll get my revenge on you. Probably not actually, but mark my words. Most definitively, because I don't expect that we can
忍びとてこの
reach him in one stream. At least not in a state that I'm... Actually, now that I think about it.
ていくぞ。
Said it this rather randomly. Must be at least some general guidance. Where to go, when. Because actually the game, of course, gives you rather much in the way of freedom where to go, technically speaking. I do probably should look up what order to go places. At least, not a whole walkthrough for the places. Probably not required. But at least a general idea. And what would be a more of an ideal way to do it. The sculptor. Look, I'm not dead. Yay. Actually, that whole immortality thing is kinda part of the reason why everything is so shitty, isn't it? I mean, apart from the fact that we are quite the heavy user of it, to be fair. Look.
これは
A little prosthetic. See.
目覚
Who
め
needs
た
a fucking
よ
fleshy arm anyway? That's sucky.
どうやらまだ日の定めではないと見える。
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. magic. Basically, this is the sort of game that goes like, I don't need to explain shit. And the game doesn't explain shit. The fact that you die and just come back to life, the game is not going to be upfront about it. It's not going to be sitting there and explain it to you in detail. It's just going to be like, well, it's just how it is. And later on, you know, and it's kind of... It's the divine hair's fault, to be fair. How that works, the game's also not going to explain to you. It's just like, here's the divine hair. So, you know, dragon heritage. Rejuvenating waters was also a term that was thrown around quite often in this game. Going like, meh, that's a thing. You just have to accept that's a thing. Like with the fucking prosthetic, I don't even know how he moves that. Without actually, you know, having to touch the arm every time he wants to change the setting of the fingers or something. I have no fucking idea. Yeah. The visual arm of a shinobi passed down by the sculpture, a replica of a human arm fitted with a variety of mechanisms, apparently designed with a modification in mind. Oh, it's like an old car, isn't it? While it bears a number of cuts and it's stained thick with blood and oil, it has been impeccably maintained. Which is a lie, because if it's stained thick with blood and oil, then it is most definitively not impeccably maintained. It's... I mean, in the broad sense, it's still a Dark Souls game, and Dark Souls games were never really the upfront, explanatory kind of games. Really not. I'm still somewhat is a very mild term for... I'm relatively confused about quite a lot of the stories of, well, all the Dark Souls games, you know. But I did like the world, to be fair. Not the fighting. But fighting is the main part of the world. Oh well. Indeed, because some people are really, I would say, quite masochistic. They're quite into the pain. That's right. Oh, that's okay. Pretty sure at this point in time, there's probably at least a few blog channels that you could probably watch for any sort of game, including, of course, Dark Souls games. I mean, I'm not really that interested that I would sit down and do watch along for this nonsense, but see, that's the fun part. Exploring the worlds is fun. Meeting the enemies that will ruthlessly murder you and probably rape your corpse, that's not so fun. Nice. Now, if I hadn't lost my bets in the past, I probably would never have forced myself to play through fucking Dark Souls. But it was pain and suffering for quite a bit. I'm not gonna do this ever again. And technically speaking, for people like me, Sekiro is even worse, because it relies heavily on deflecting. And the game is quite anal about it. If an enemy does a 10-hit combo, you actually do need to deflect 10 individual times, instead of, you know, just once. So yeah. That's not gonna be a fun journey, let's just say. The game looks nice though. I do like the nice, more Japanese aesthetic, because most Dark Souls games have a more Western feel to them. Well, that's nice of you. Isn't it nice when you meet a random stranger who's like, I mean, can I direct you along because I thought maybe he's not dead yet? Saw you messing an arm, so and I gave you my prosthetic. And yes, shinobi tools. And I have quite a few of those, if memory serves. Yeah, there are quite a few. I remember the one that does the allows you to shoot shurikens. I think it's the first one you get. Well, I'll be on my way. So about the divine air's blood. I can sum it up as far as I understand it. Basically, a lot of the trouble that is brewing in Ashina is a combination of things. It's on one hand the people that are struggle to keep Ashina alive against outside forces. Well, like we have the divine heir, who has some immortality powers, so that would be rather useful in a war scenario. And they try to convince him to, hey, help us. And the Kuro does not want to help them. What happened that sent you on your quest? Well, fundamentally speaking, to put it into very simple terms, this guy here, our little wolf, has a child been picked up by another shinobi on the battlefield, was trained as a shinobi, was taught that there are only two rules. You follow me first and foremost, as I'm your fucking father, so, now child. And secondly, follow what your master says. And then he was assigned to serve little Kuro, the divine heir, the child we kind of tried to rescue and then failed at rescuing, and who was taken away from us. He failed, and Kuro got captured, and we tried to save him, and we failed again, so now we are going to go on another nice long journey to find him again, and save him again, because, well, that is our job. Our father at this point is assumed dead. We do not know. Yeah, but that's actually pretty accurate, because it is one rather strange segment where you're kind of going into the past or something, and then he's there, and then he kind of just, was like, I'm dying. Yeah. Well, we'll talk more if we come to that part. I don't think we will, because that's gonna take a while. But yeah, our main quest at the moment is save little Kuro from probably getting horribly raped. I don't know how they try to get their hands on the dragon's heritage, but if it's in its blood, and yeah, rape is actually an option. Because you see, adult creation would create more offspring that would also be divine heir, so yeah, I'm assuming rape. I'm assuming lots of rape. Female-led rape, actually. That's interesting. Oh well. She's Kuro? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a guy. Well, he's a child, first and foremost, so not really a guy, but yeah, I'm just going to go with my headcanon. We need to save the poor boy from getting horribly raped and forced to procreate. Seems like a good motivation, doesn't it? So yeah, there's that.
さんもそうじゃが、この荒れ寺にはおかしな客がまあまあ訪れる。寺を出て右手の広場に。
But yeah, basically he's just doing what any good shinobi is supposed to be doing. Serving his master. As his father, well, adopted father to be fair, so politely put it, if he's taken, you have to get him back. So he's like, okay, fair enough. My job now. Yeah, that is the thing where we can, get needed of something. You needed an item for that. I don't remember what item. Except your son from paying sales support. Yeah, I think actually a lot of the trouble here is quite literally just from people going all crazy about the idea of immortality. How do we get immortality? Pain in the ass. Pick up an item. Oh yeah, and there's the guy we can use as a trading dummy. I always like this guy. He's like, meh, I can't tell you, bitch. For some reason, everybody is able to just guess that he's a shinobi. He's really not good at keeping his identity, and I don't even know why he bores us. Everybody knows anyway. Okay. Happy now? Gosh, he's also a little undying creature. He just doesn't die. Which means that he's going to degrade himself into being a training dummy. Just, kind of a bit of a strange hobby. I would almost say a bit of a strange fetish, but, oh well. Actually, yeah, you are infested, aren't you? I remember killing you. How did I do this again? It is after you find that, yeah, that's after the monkeys, isn't it? I did actually kind of enjoy the boss fight against the monkeys. That was kind of fun. Yeah, we're also not going to see that. That's far into the future. I don't think, but I actually don't know why I never tried finishing this game. Probably found some boss or another that really just pissed me off, and then I just stopped playing and went like, meh, enough is enough. Probably. Oh. Oh yeah, bringing
しからば参る。
nice and sharp things around probably wouldn't be too boring. Basic trading.
まだまだ。
Realize where your attack pattern is. Very
さら
important.
に参るぞ。
And you did.
さすがだな、そこもと。
So he's treated like a proper boss, you know, with a little foggy wall that doesn't let you
しからば参る。
run outside. Pretty nice. Deflecting.
まだまだ。
Because it does more posture damage. I don't know why those are attacking in between. See, I really wish every enemy would move that fucking predictably with their attacks. Because then even I could deflect. Shall I ever do? Most definitively
しか
not.
らば参る。
Really, really not. Whee! Since you don't really care. Man, your attacks are fucking boring. Well, ouch. It's not like I lose any health for that. It's training.
どうしたの。
The problem with the
さらに参る。
step dodges that you kinda, in cases, move a bit too far away from your enemy. Which makes it hard to hit him. Bet it has.
さらに。
See? That's what I mean. Especially if they use attack like this that has a lot of forward movement. Or momentum, I suppose would be more correct. God damn it. I tried actually. That's what I'm doing.
どうした。
Yeah, I think it was actually this motherfucker
さすがだな。
got me into a habit of, you know, just when an enemy attacks straight forward to just step back, which does not always work nearly as well as it
よりま
is in training.
戦いに即したものも
Pain in the ass.
それがしも殺す気でかかろう。
Yeah, this seems quite literally the training dummy. A sentient training dummy, but still a training dummy. Since he can't die. Until later.
なぜそこまで。半分は退屈しのぎ、もう半分はそうじゃな。そこもとの眉間のシワを取ってやりたいの。
He's like, hey, you know, maybe it brightens your day if you kill me a few dozen times. Yeah. But yeah, that's basically it.
またそこもとの技の
Now, where is... That's locked, that's great. Doesn't help me at all. My health bar is specifically small. I only have one little heal thingy, and, well... In general terms, we're quite weak. Now... Oh, yeah, right. We need 4 prior beats to up your vitality, and you need memories to actually get your attack power up. Now, what that means is you actually need to fight a boss. Proper boss. To get a memory. Which we then can use to up your attack power. That's quite literally putting the cart before the horse, basically, because it's like, I would like to be stronger before I face the boss, not after. Oh yeah, and that unseen aid mechanic. How did it work again? I think if you die a few dozen times, certain sickness will start spreading. Some rot something? I don't know if I can remember. Doesn't really matter. Basically, what that means is it's trying to kill all of the little NPCs by, you know, making them sick. Of course, you know, there's a good explanation for that I don't remember completely. What actually was the explanation for that? I think it had something to do that you, basically, you know, there's only so much resurrection you can do with your own life force, I guess. So, you know, if you're overdoing it, then your little resurrection spell kind of needs to take the power away from somewhere else. And, well, since there are some people left in this actually rather nice looking place. Look, nice little Japanese castle and shit. Which, of course, you know, most people do not react too positively to having their life force taken away. Or something like that. I'm not claiming that I have it absolutely right. But I'm pretty sure that was the base idea. Or something like it. Thanks, game. I did kind of remember that. Hey! See that whole, how to put this, sneaking and more Assassin's Creed-like assassination of minor mobs. Actually, as far as I'm concerned, makes this game a lot more relatable than other entries of the FromSoft games. Whoop. I see loot. It probably also means that I'm gonna see enemies. But yeah, I mean, for the moment I'm going to treat this as just a nice little one-out, which is precisely why we are playing it now, instead of, you know, continuing finally Baldur's Gate. Also because I wasn't really feeling in the mood for it, to be fair. I always like to start playing Baldur's Gate on a bit of a more positive note, not when I'm already fucking feeling majorly pissed off. That seems like a bit of a waste, so to speak. Whee! I'm trying to this game allows me to mercilessly murder 101 soldiers and probably more. I personally feel rather good about that. Oh yeah, stuff like that. There's a lot of things like ceramic shards. You can use these to distract enemies, and I never fucking use those because... Why the fuck would you? Ah. Come on, game. Let me go up there. Ugh. You told me I got game. Let's stay hidden up here for a bit, shall we? Does that sound as a rifle? Not the best rifle in the world, mind you. Still a rifle, and rifle hurts. Not so much the shinobi who is, well, and truly capable of deflecting it, of course, but, yeah, you can have a tendency to forget about that. You're trying to sneak over here and attack me? Shouldn't. I'm the sneaky guy. Ah. Technically speaking, the sneaky guy. Okay, let's see. I need to kill the, yes, I can. Elegant solution, isn't it? Sneaky, sneaky. Ah, not feeling justified. Oh yeah, all of these items. There's so many items that are like, look, I'm gonna make you stronger, I'm gonna make you tougher, and I'm sitting there like, yeah, I'm gonna forget about your existence in probably 5 seconds or so. Full of ash. All the other nonsense. Aren't there some doggies supposed to be here? Yeah, I was about to say. I remember there being doggies. Just because this is basically the first proper area, so I do remember it somewhat. That sort of remembering is going to fall flat relatively quickly, of course. Ouch. There's another one. Something only 2. Meh. Yo, suckle popsicle, fucking doggy. Or in this case, suckle my fucking sword, I suppose. Doesn't seem like a healthy habit to get into, to be fair. Can I? No. Okay, I can get up here. Fair enough, game. Well, I'm a poor person, apparently. I have 88 monies. Not much. A shuriken wheel. Mechanical device made by the mechanical genius Dogen. Can be fit into the shinobi prosthetic to become a working prosthetic tool. While it is palm-sized, a surprising number of shuriken can fit into the shuriken wheel. Features were designed for stacking. An example of what can be achieved when one matches mechanical finesse with a shinobi's talent. Fair enough, fair enough. I think there's actually a mini-boss guy here, isn't there? Just... yeah, another of the generals. Nah. Where are these fuckers? Yeah. Here bird. Those can be quite mean. Which is why I would like to, yeah, have them murdered. Let's ignore the general guy for a moment. Yes, yes. Need to do some more exploration before we deal with him. Ooh, yeah, remember, they're down there somewhere. Because now that's kind of the entrance towards the castle proper. You're still outside the castle, technically speaking. There's some more annoying enemies down there. Don't mind me, just murdering some people. I don't know how long I can get away with this. Pretty sure I saw, yeah. Knew it. Oh, that was a nice killing spree. Ah, yeah. Hey, look, it's a big boy. Okay, that's gonna murder you. And I see some loot on here. A balloon of wealth. Ah, yeah, these are the lot of items you can use to get more shit. For rapid shots. Hello there. Whee! I do love this particular mechanic. It makes my life so much easier. Okay, somebody was suspicious. They should be suspicious. The corpses should kinda give it away, shouldn't it? Like, ah, that's strange. I don't remember Bob being dead on the ground last time I went past here. Oops. That guy just doesn't care. He's like, well, I haven't heard anything, so, you know, I'm just gonna be in my way. He's like, well, you know, if you don't hear it, maybe it won't hurt you. Foolish perspective, but, well, you gotta try. Is there anything... still here? If there's any items down there. It is gonna shed me. Oh. Let's see if we missed any stragglers somewhere, anywhere. Ooh, yeah, I remember there are some more birds down there. I remember that because they killed me a few times. Good thing I still at least remember the first area of the game. That is, rather fortuitous. What a moment it is. General guy, we'll try dealing with you later. I think actually there's a... yeah, there's a merchant up there, isn't there? I remember that as well. Surprisingly high amount of information. Still in my head. Whee! Don't mind me, just killing people. You don't look good. He seems rather unhealthy.
誰ぞ
おるのか。
あ、
その声。いや、まさかな。
wen
御
genau?
神
Kann
我
hier.
が名は野上伊之助。
Mhm.
平田家の老頭だった。
But you look at a dive.
どうかそこのあばら屋の老婆の様子、
うん、
見てやってくれぬか。
I sure can.
私の母なのだが狂ってしまい、もはや誰が誰だか分かっておらぬ。
And since it's quite literally directly the neighborhood, we're going over.
伊之助か、せがれよ。若様を見なかったかの。
せがれではない。
伊之助、またそのような。
He seems to be a bit confused.
わしがおかしくなったというが、さすがにせがれを間違えるわけなかろう。まあよい。せがれよ、この鈴をそなたに託そう。若様のことを案じ作った守り鈴じゃ。この守り鈴を仏様にお供えしておくれ。